Park Yuna was closing her small clinic in the valley when she heard the explosion. She ran outside and saw the trail of fire cutting across the evening clouds. The ship crashed into the rice fields half a kilometer away. The impact shook the ground under her feet. She grabbed her medical bag and ran toward the smoke. The ship was not like anything she had seen before. It was silver and shaped like a teardrop, now broken and burning in the mud. Strange symbols covered its surface. Yuna's heart pounded as she realized this was not from Earth. She heard a sound, a cry of pain. Yuna climbed through a hole in the ship's side. The inside was dark and filled with smoke. She found 3 figures on the floor. 2 were clearly dead. The third was alive but badly hurt. It was a woman, or something like a woman. Her skin was pale blue, and her hair was white like snow. She had 2 small horns on her forehead. Her eyes were closed, and she was bleeding from a wound on her side. Yuna knelt beside her and opened her medical bag. She didn't know alien biology, but a wound was a wound. She pressed bandages to the bleeding and tried to stop the flow. The alien woman's eyes opened. They were gold, bright like coins. She looked at Yuna with fear and confusion. "It's okay," Yuna said softly. "I'm a doctor. I'm here to help you." The woman said something in a language Yuna didn't understand. Then a device on her wrist made a clicking sound, and suddenly her words became clear. "Where am I?" the woman asked. Her voice was weak. "Earth," Yuna said. "Korea. You crashed in my village." "Earth," the woman repeated. She tried to move and cried out in pain. "My guards!" "I'm sorry," Yuna said gently. "They didn't survive." The woman closed her eyes. Tears fell down her blue cheeks. Yuna worked quickly. She cleaned the wound and wrapped it tight, but she could see the woman was suffering from more than just the cut. She was shaking, and her golden eyes were unfocused. Something was wrong with her nervous system. "I need to get you to my clinic," Yuna said. "Can you walk?" "I cannot feel my legs," the woman whispered. Yuna called for help. Farmers from the village came running. They were shocked to see the alien, but Yuna gave them no time to be afraid. Together they carried the woman to the clinic and laid her on the bed. For 3 days, Yuna tried everything. She gave medicine for pain. She gave medicine for infection. She used every tool in her clinic. But the woman's condition did not improve. She could not move her legs, and the pain in her body grew worse every hour. "My nerves are damaged," the woman explained. Her translator device let them speak easily now. "It is common with my people after such trauma. Your medicine cannot fix it. Only our technology can, and my ship is destroyed." Yuna sat beside the bed, feeling helpless. She had become a doctor to save lives, but she could not save this one. "I am Princess Valora of the Kindari Empire," the woman said. "I was traveling to observe your planet. We have watched humans for many years. You are interesting to us." "Interesting?" Yuna asked. "You are so young as a species," Valora said. "Yet you have survived so much. Wars, diseases. You even poison your own air, yet you continue." She tried to smile, but winced in pain. "I wanted to see you for myself. And now you're stuck here," Yuna said, "dying in a small clinic in the countryside." "It seems so," Valora said. That night, Valora's pain became unbearable. She screamed and shook on the bed. The monitors showed her vital signs dropping. Yuna didn't know what to do. She held Valora's hand and squeezed it, trying to give comfort. Something changed. Valora stopped screaming. Her body relaxed. The monitors showed her pain levels dropping rapidly. Yuna stared at the screens. She looked at her hand holding Valora's. She let go. The pain returned. Valora cried out again. Yuna grabbed her hand once more. The pain dropped. "What? What is happening?" Valora whispered. Yuna didn't answer. She was thinking. She reached out and placed her other hand on Valora's arm. The pain dropped even more. She leaned closer and carefully put her arms around Valora in a gentle hug. Valora gasped. Her whole body trembled, but not from pain. The monitors showed numbers falling to normal levels. Her breathing slowed. Her muscles relaxed. "What is this?" Valora asked. Her voice was filled with wonder. "What are you doing?" "I'm just holding you," Yuna said. "It's healing me," Valora said. "I can feel it. The damage in my nerves. It's repairing." The door to the clinic burst open. Two tall aliens in armor stood there, weapons raised. They had gray skin and red eyes. They were clearly soldiers. "Get away from the princess!" one shouted. Yuna raised her hands and stepped back. Immediately, Valora cried out as the pain returned. "No!" Valora commanded. "Lower your weapons! She is helping me!" "Your Highness." "Physical contact with unknown species is forbidden," the soldier said. "It is dangerous." "Look at my readings," Valora said. She held up her wrist device. "When she touches me, my pain disappears. My nerves are healing. This human has done more for me in 1 minute than our doctors could do in a year." The soldiers looked at the data. They looked at each other. They did not lower their weapons. "We must take you home," the soldier said. "Your father is searching for you. The Empire is worried." "I am not leaving," Valora said. Her voice was suddenly strong, royal. "Not until I understand what this human can do." She looked at Yuna. Her golden eyes were intense and curious. "Doctor," Valora said, "I need you to continue this treatment. I need to understand why your touch heals me." Yuna looked at the alien princess, then at the armed soldiers who could kill her in a second. She thought about her quiet life in this small village. She thought about the simple work she did every day. Then she thought about the wonder in Valora's eyes, the miracle she had just witnessed. "Okay," Yuna said. "But first, your guards need to put those weapons away. In my clinic, there is no violence, only healing." Valora smiled. It was the first time Yuna had seen her smile. "You heard her," the princess said to her guards. "Do as the doctor says." The soldiers hesitated. Then, slowly, they lowered their weapons. Yuna took a deep breath. She walked back to Valora's bedside and took her hand. "Let's find out what's happening," she said. Outside the small clinic, the stars shone bright in the night sky. Somewhere up there, a whole galaxy was waiting. And it was about to learn that humans had a gift no other species possessed, the power to heal with a simple touch. Her father, the Emperor of the Kindari, sent message after message demanding her return. Valora ignored them all. She told him she was conducting important research. She did not tell him that a human woman was healing her with hugs. Yuna worked day and night to understand what was happening. She took blood samples and measured brain waves. She recorded every session of contact between herself and Valora. The results were always the same. When Yuna touched the princess, Valora's damaged nerves repaired themselves. But Yuna was getting tired. She could not be the only one providing treatment. "I need help," she told Valora one morning. "I need to find other humans who can do this. We need to study this properly." "Then find them," Valora said. "I will pay for everything. Resources are not a problem." Yuna made some calls. Within a week, she had assembled a small team at her clinic. There was Lee Jimin, an administrator from Seoul, who could organize anything. There was Dr. Oh, a biologist who specialized in unusual research. And there was Kim Taiho. Taiho was not a scientist. He was a former soldier who had left the army after an injury. He worked odd jobs in the city, struggling to find his place. Jimin knew him from childhood and suggested him as a test subject. "He's reliable," Jimin said, "and he needs the work." Taiho arrived at the clinic looking uncertain. He was tall and muscular, with short hair and a scar on his chin. He looked around at the medical equipment and the alien princess on the bed. "You want me to hug aliens," he said flatly, "for money. We want to see if all humans have this ability. Yuna explained, "or if it's just me." "It sounds crazy," Taiho said. "It is crazy," Yuna agreed, "but it's also real. Will you try?" Taiho looked at Valora. The princess looked back at him with calm, golden eyes. He shrugged. "I've done stranger things for less money," he said. They started the test. Yuna connected monitors to Valora's body. Then she asked Taiho to hold Valora's hand. He did. The monitors showed the same results as before. Valora's pain dropped. Her nerve damage began to heal. "It works," Yuna breathed. "It's not just me, it's all humans." They did more tests. They brought in volunteers from the village. Old women, young men, children. Every single human had the same effect on Valora. Some were stronger than others. Taiho, for some reason, had an especially powerful effect. "Perhaps it is his military training," Dr. O suggested. "His body is very fit. His bioelectric field may be stronger." "Bioelectric field?" Jimin asked. Dr. O showed them the data on his computer. "Humans produce a unique electromagnetic frequency during moments of physical affection. It's connected to emotion. When a human feels care or compassion for another being, their body generates this field, and this field interacts with alien nervous systems in a healing way." "So it's not just touch," Yuna said slowly. "It's touch with feeling, touch with care." "Yes," Dr. O said. "A handshake with a stranger might have a small effect, but a hug from someone who genuinely cares, that is powerful medicine." Valora was quiet for a long moment. Then she asked, "Do other species have this ability?" Dr. O checked his data. "We have compared human bioelectric readings to data from galactic medical archives. No other known species generates this frequency. Humans are unique." That night, Valora asked Taiho to stay with her. She was well enough to sit up now, but she still felt weak. She wanted to try a full embrace, not just holding hands. Taiho looked uncomfortable. "I'm not really a hugging person," he said. "Neither am I," Valora said. "In my culture, physical contact is rare. It is considered private, intimate. We touch only family members, and even then, not often." "So this must be strange for you," Taiho said. "Very strange," Valora agreed. "But also," she searched for the word, "wonderful." Taiho sat on the edge of her bed. Carefully, he put his arms around her. Valora tensed at first. Then she relaxed. She put her head on his shoulder and closed her eyes. After a few minutes, she began to cry. Taiho didn't know what to do. He just held her and let her cry. "I have never felt this before," Valora whispered. "This peace, this safety. On my world, we are always alone. Even in a room full of people, we are alone. But this," she held him tighter. "This is connection. Real connection." Taiho said nothing. But something in his chest felt warm. He had been alone for a long time, too. Since the army, since his injury. He had forgotten what it felt like to be needed. The next morning, the news broke. Someone in the village had talked to a reporter. The story spread across the internet in hours. Alien princess healed by human touch. It sounded like a joke, but the video was real. People watched Valora's pain readings drop every time Yuna held her hand. Within a day, the story reached the Galactic Network. Jimin showed them the messages flooding into his computer. They came from every corner of the galaxy. Sick aliens, injured aliens, desperate families begging for help. "They want to come to Earth," Jimin said. His face was pale. "Thousands of them, maybe millions." Yuna looked at Valora. The princess looked back, her golden eyes wide. "What do we do?" Yuna asked. Before Valora could answer, her communicator beeped. A holographic face appeared above it, an older Kindari man with a stern expression and a crown of silver metal. "Father," Valora said. "You have caused a disaster," the Emperor said. His voice was cold. The entire galaxy is talking about this human ability. Governments are panicking. Medical corporations are threatening war. And you sit there in that primitive clinic playing with these humans like toys. I am not playing, Valora said. I am healing, and I am learning. Father, humans can help us. They can help everyone. They are children, the Emperor said. They have no defenses, no fleet, no galactic standing. If you bring the galaxies sick to their world, you will crush them. Then we must protect them, Valora said. We must help them prepare. The Emperor stared at his daughter for a long moment. Then he sighed. You have 1 month, he said. Prove that this is real. Prove that humans can handle what is coming. Or I will bring you home by force. The hologram disappeared. Valora looked at her human friends. Yuna, Jimin, Taiho, Dr. O. They looked scared but also determined. You heard him, Valora said. We have 1 month to show the galaxy what humans can do. Yuna took a deep breath. She looked at Taiho. I hope you're ready, she said, because I think your job just became a lot bigger than hugging one princess. Taiho cracked his knuckles. I told you it sounded crazy, he said. But he was smiling. Outside the clinic window, the sun was rising over the valley. The rice fields glowed gold in the morning light. It was beautiful and peaceful. It would not be peaceful for long. The galaxy was coming. They came from everywhere, small transport vessels and large medical ships. They filled the sky above Korea and then spread across the whole planet. Every nation saw them. Every government panicked. Yuna watched the ships from the clinic window. Her hands were shaking. There are so many, she whispered. This is only the beginning, Valora said. She stood beside Yuna, now fully healed and strong. When word spreads further, more will come. Jimin ran into the room with his tablet. His face was stressed. I'm getting calls from every government on Earth. The UN wants to talk to us. The military wants to talk to us. Everyone wants to know what's happening and what we're going to do. What can we do? Yuna asked. We're just a small clinic. We can't handle a whole galaxy. Then we need to grow, Valora said. Fast. The aliens landed in open fields and empty lots. They set up camps outside cities. Most of them were sick or hurt. They had traveled far, hoping that humans could heal them. They waited patiently, but there were too many and not enough humans to help. Some people were afraid. They saw the aliens as invaders. Protests broke out. There was violence in some cities. Soldiers were sent to keep order. But other people saw something different. They saw sick children and wounded soldiers. They saw families desperate for help. They saw beings who had come across the stars not to conquer, but to ask for kindness. Taiho went to one of the camps near Seoul. It was crowded and dirty. Aliens of all kinds sat in rows, waiting. Some were crying. Some were silent and staring. A small alien child with green skin and big black eyes sat alone, shaking with fever. Taiho knelt beside the child. Hey, he said softly. Are you okay? The child looked up at him. It didn't speak. Maybe it couldn't. But its eyes were full of pain and fear. Taiho picked up the child and held it close. The effect was immediate. The child stopped shaking. Its fever began to drop. It made a small sound, almost like a purr, and pressed its face against Taiho's chest. Other aliens saw what happened. They moved closer. They reached out their hands, hoping for the same relief. Taiho looked at them all. Dozens of sick beings, all looking at him with hope. He couldn't help them all. He was just one man. But then something happened. A Korean woman pushed through the crowd. She was middle-aged, wearing a simple dress. She knelt beside an injured alien and took its hand. Like this? She asked Taiho. Yes, he said. Just hold them. Let them feel that you care. The woman nodded. She held the alien gently. The alien relaxed and closed its eyes. More humans came, young and old, men and women. They came from the city and the villages. They had seen the news. They had seen the camps, and they wanted to help. By the end of the day, hundreds of humans were in the camp, holding aliens, hugging them, giving them comfort. It wasn't organized. It wasn't official. It was just people helping people. Taiho called Yuna that night. "You need to see this," he said. "It's working, but it's chaos. We need a system." Yuna knew he was right. She also knew they needed support from the top. She went to the United Nations. The meeting was held in New York. Leaders from every nation sat around the great table. They looked at Yuna, a small woman from a rural Korean clinic, with doubt and confusion. "You're saying that human touch can heal aliens," the American representative said. "And you want us to believe this?" "I'm not asking you to believe," Yuna said. "I'm asking you to look at the evidence." She showed them the data, the videos, the medical readings. She showed them the camps full of sick aliens and the humans who were already helping them. "This is real," she said. "And it's happening whether you accept it or not. The question is, what do we do about it?" "We should send them away," the Russian representative said. "This is not our responsibility. We didn't ask them to come." "They came because they're dying," Yuna said. "They came because we can help them. If we turn them away, we prove that humans are exactly what the galaxy thinks we are: primitive, selfish, and cruel." "And if we help them?" the Chinese representative asked. "What do we get in return? Technology, resources, trade agreements?" Yuna felt anger rise in her chest. "Is that all you care about? What you can get?" The room went quiet. Then the Korean representative stood up. "Dr. Park is right," she said. "This is not about what we can get. This is about who we are. For thousands of years, humans have asked if we are alone in the universe. Now we know we're not. And the galaxy's first impression of us will be based on what we do in this moment. Do we help those in need, or do we turn away?" The debate went on for hours. In the end, they voted. The United Nations established the Global Therapeutic Contact Authority. Its mission was to organize human healing efforts and manage alien patients on Earth. Yuna was named as the lead medical advisor. Jimin was put in charge of administration. It was a start. But the problems didn't stop. There were not enough trained humans. Many people wanted to help, but didn't know how. Others didn't care at all. Some tried to make money from the situation. Black markets appeared. Hug dealers charged aliens huge amounts for human contact. Some humans offered fake healing services. Others sold healing sessions that were rushed and cold. No real care, no real effect. Aliens grew angry. They had traveled so far, paid so much, and received nothing. Riots broke out in 3 countries. Taiho was in the middle of one. A group of aliens surrounded a building where human dealers were hiding. The aliens were shouting and throwing things. They were sick and desperate and furious. Taiho pushed through the crowd. He climbed onto a broken vehicle and raised his hands. "Stop!" he shouted. The aliens looked at him. Some recognized him from the camps. "I know you're angry," Taiho said. "I'm angry too. Those people inside cheated you. They took your money and gave you nothing. That's wrong. And they will be punished." "Words!" an alien shouted. "Always words! We need healing!" "Then let me give it to you," Taiho said. He jumped down from the vehicle. He walked to the nearest alien, a tall being with cracked gray skin and tired eyes. Taiho put his arms around it. The alien froze. Then it sagged against him. Its cracked skin began to soften. Its breathing slowed. "This is real," Taiho said loudly. "This is what humans can give. Not for money, not for trade. Because it's right." He let go of the first alien and moved to the next. And the next. Other humans in the crowd started doing the same. The riot turned into something else. Something quiet. Something healing. That night, the video spread across the galaxy. The human soldier who stopped a riot with hugs. The man who gave healing freely when others sold it. Taiho didn't watch the video. He was too tired. He sat in Yuna's clinic drinking tea. Yuna sat across from him. Valora was there too, watching them with thoughtful eyes. "You did a good thing today," Yuna said. "It's not enough," Taiho said. "There are millions of them, and there are people on Earth who will always try to make money from suffering. We need more than good intentions. We need a real system, a real place." Yuna nodded slowly. "A center," she said. "A proper facility where aliens can come and receive treatment, with trained staff, with rules, with protection." "Can we build something like that?" Taiho asked. Yuna looked at Valora. The princess smiled. "I told you," Valora said. "Resources are not a problem. Tell me what you need, and I will make it happen." Yuna took a deep breath. She looked out the window at the stars. "We need the first Galactic Wellness Center," she said, "and we need it now." Valora nodded. "Then let's build it." The universe was watching, and Earth was about to show them what humanity could do. It stood on the coast of Korea, a beautiful building of glass and white stone. It had 500 beds, training rooms, research labs, and gardens for recovery. Humans and aliens worked side by side. Ships arrived every day, bringing patients from across the galaxy. Yuna was proud of what they had built, but she knew not everyone was happy about it. Ambassador Dren arrived on a gray morning. His ship landed at the center's private dock. He walked out with 4 guards behind him. He was tall and thin, with pale skin the color of paper and eyes like black glass. He wore a formal uniform covered in medals. His expression showed nothing. Jimin met him at the entrance. "Ambassador Dren," she said politely, "welcome to Earth. We're honored to receive a representative from the Hollow Confederation." "I am not here for honor," Dren said. His voice was flat and cold. "I am here to investigate. My government believes this healing ability is a trick, a scheme to gain galactic influence." "It's not a trick," Jimin said. "We can show you the evidence." "I will see for myself," Dren interrupted. "Take me to the patients." Jimin's jaw tightened. She didn't like his tone, but she kept her voice calm. "Of course, follow me." She led him through the center. They passed rooms full of patients receiving treatment. Humans sat with aliens, holding them, talking softly, giving comfort. Monitors showed the healing effects in real time. Dren watched everything with his cold, black eyes. He said nothing. They reached the children's ward. Young aliens lay in beds, some sleeping peacefully, some playing with human nurses. A little girl with silver skin was laughing as a nurse tickled her. "6 months ago, that child was dying," Jimin said. "Her species has a disease that attacks the nervous system. Our doctors thought she had no chance. Now look at her." Dren looked. His expression didn't change. "Impressive," he said. "But it proves nothing. You could have faked the medical records. You could have paid these aliens to act sick." Jimin stopped walking. She turned to face him. "Why would we do that?" she asked. "What would we gain?" "Power," Dren said. "Influence, control. Every species in the galaxy wants something. What do humans want?" "We want to help," Jimin said. Dren made a small sound. It might have been a laugh. "No one simply wants to help. There is always a price." Jimin stared at him for a long moment. Then she said, "Ambassador, I think you should meet Taiho." She took him to the main treatment hall. Taiho was there, working with a group of new patients. He looked up as they entered. "Ambassador Dren," Jimin said, "this is Kim Taiho. He's one of our best therapeutic specialists." Taiho nodded. "Ambassador." Dren looked him up and down. "You are a soldier." "I was," Taiho said. "Now I do this." "Why?" Dren asked. "What do you get from holding sick aliens?" Taiho thought about the question. "I get to feel useful," he said honestly. For a long time after I left the army, I felt lost, like I had no purpose. Now I have one. So you do this for yourself, Dren said. Not for them. I do it for both, Taiho said. That's how helping works. You give something and you receive something. It's not a trick. It's just human. Dren said nothing, but something flickered in his black eyes. Just for a moment. The inspection continued for 3 days. Dren examined everything. The medical records, the research data, the training programs. He interviewed patients and staff. He found no evidence of deception, but he still would not admit the truth. On the 3rd night, Yuna found him standing alone in the garden. He was looking up at the stars. His face was tired. "Ambassador," she said, "may I speak with you?" "If you must," he said. Yuna walked closer. "I've watched you these past 3 days. You look at everything with suspicion. You refuse to believe anything good can be real. Why?" Dren was quiet for a long time. Then he said, "My people are dying." Yuna waited. "There is a disease," Dren continued. "It has spread through the Hollow Confederation for generations. It attacks our nervous systems. It makes us weak, cold, unable to feel. We have tried every treatment. Nothing works." "I'm sorry," Yuna said. "I am showing early symptoms," Dren said. His voice was flat, but she heard the fear beneath it. "In a few years, I will be unable to walk, unable to feel anything. I will simply fade." Yuna understood now. "That's why you're really here," she said. "Not to investigate, to see if we can help your people." Dren turned to face her. "If this is real, it could save my species. But if it is a lie, if I bring hope to my people and it turns out to be false, it will destroy us. We cannot survive another disappointment." "Then let us show you," Yuna said. "Let us treat you. If it works, you'll know the truth." Dren stepped back. "No, physical contact is difficult for my kind. We do not touch others. We do not allow others to touch us. It is too—" He struggled for the word. "Intimate." "I understand," Yuna said. "In your culture, touch means something deep. But, Ambassador, sometimes healing requires us to accept things that make us uncomfortable." Dren shook his head. "I cannot." The next morning, Dren collapsed. He was in the middle of a meeting when it happened. His legs gave out. His body started shaking. The guards caught him and carried him to the medical wing. Yuna examined him. The disease had progressed faster than he expected. His nervous system was failing. "We can stabilize him with medicine," she told Jimin and Taiho, "but we can't cure him. Only therapeutic contact can do that." "He won't accept it," Jimin said. "He's too proud, too afraid." "Then he'll die," Yuna said quietly. They stood outside Dren's room watching him through the window. He lay on the bed, pale and weak. His eyes were closed. Taiho made a decision. He walked into the room. Dren's guards moved to stop him, but Taiho held up his hand. "I'm not going to hurt him," he said. "I'm going to help him, whether he likes it or not." He walked to the bed. Dren's eyes opened. "What are you doing?" Dren whispered. "Saving your life," Taiho said. He sat on the edge of the bed. He reached out and took Dren's hand. Dren flinched. His whole body tensed, but he didn't pull away. Taiho held his hand firmly. "I know this is hard for you," he said. "I know your people don't do this, but you came all this way. You saw the truth. Now let the truth save you." Dren's breathing was fast and shallow. His black eyes were wide. But slowly the monitors began to change. His nerve readings stabilized. His pain levels dropped. "It's working," Yuna said from the doorway. "Taiho, keep going." Taiho moved closer. Carefully, he put his arms around Dren. The ambassador made a sound. It was small and broken. His body shook, not from disease, but from something else, something he had not felt in years. He was crying. "What is this?" he whispered. "What is this feeling?" "Connection," Taiho said. "You're not alone, Ambassador. You don't have to be alone." Dren held on to him. He cried for a long time. All the years of coldness and isolation poured out of him. All the fear and pride and loneliness. When it was over, he was exhausted, but stable. His disease was not cured. That would take many more sessions, but it had stopped advancing. "I believe you now," Dren said quietly. "This is real." Jimin entered the room. She looked at Dren with different eyes than before. Not anger. Understanding. "Will you tell your government?" she asked. Dren nodded slowly. "I will tell them the truth. I will tell them to send our sick here. All of them." He looked at Taiho. "Thank you," he said. "I was wrong about humans. I was wrong about everything." Taiho smiled slightly. "Don't worry about it. Being wrong is how we learn." That night, Dren sent a message to the Hollow Confederation. He told them that human healing was real. He told them to send their sick immediately. He told them that for the first time in generations, there was hope. But while Dren was healing, Valora received her own message. Her father appeared on her communicator. His face was stern. "Your month is over," he said. "You have proven the humans' abilities. Now come home. The throne needs you." Valora looked around the center. She saw Yuna helping patients. She saw Jimin organizing schedules. She saw Taiho sitting with Dren talking quietly. She thought about the cold palace on her homeworld, the endless politics, the isolation. "Father," she said, "I don't want to leave." "It is not a request," the Emperor said. "It is a command. You are a princess. You have duties." Valora closed her eyes. When she opened them, they were determined. "Then I will fulfill my duties," she said, "but not by hiding on our homeworld. I will fulfill them here. I will make sure human healing reaches the entire galaxy." Her father's eyes narrowed. "You are making a dangerous choice." "I am making the right choice," Valora said. "I will return home soon, but only to make them understand, only to make them see what I have seen." The Emperor stared at her. Then, slowly, he nodded. "Very well," he said. "Come home, make your case, but be warned, the galaxy is not as kind as these humans. There are forces that do not want this healing to spread. Be careful." The hologram disappeared. Valora took a deep breath. She knew what was coming. Politics, conflict, perhaps even war. But she also knew what she was fighting for. She walked to the window and looked out at the center, full of patients healing, humans helping, hope growing. It was worth fighting for. Whatever came next, she was ready. Every day he received therapeutic contact from the center's staff, sometimes Taiho, sometimes Jimin, sometimes others. Each session healed a little more of his damaged nerves. Each session taught him something new about connection. He was a different person than when he arrived. "I sent a full report to my government," he told Yuna one afternoon. "I told them everything, the science, the results, my own experience." "How did they respond?" Yuna asked. "They are sending ships," Dren said. "Hundreds of them. Every sick person in the Confederation who can travel is coming to Earth." Yuna nodded. It was good news, but it also meant more pressure on the center. More patience, more work. They were already stretched to their limits. "We'll need to expand again," she said. "Train more staff, build more facilities." "I can help with that," Dren said. "My people have technology, medical equipment, building materials. We will share them with Earth in gratitude." Yuna looked at him with surprise. "That's very generous." "It is not generosity," Dren said. "It is balance. You gave us healing. We give you tools. This is how civilizations should work together." For the first time, Yuna felt like they were building something real, not just a clinic, not just a program, a partnership between worlds. But while Earth was healing the galaxy, Valora was fighting a different battle. She returned to her homeworld for the first time in almost a year. The Kindari Palace was as beautiful and cold as she remembered. Her father waited for her on the throne. Advisors and nobles filled the hall. "Daughter," the emperor said, "you have been away too long. The people wonder where their princess is." "I have been serving our people," Valora said. "In a different way." "By hugging humans?" one of the advisors said with a sneer. "By rolling in the dirt of that primitive world?" Valora's eyes flashed. "By learning what they can do. By helping them share it with the galaxy. Every species that has received human healing is stronger now, healthier, more stable. That includes many Kindari citizens." "And what do humans get in return?" another advisor asked. "They must want something. Power, weapons, territory?" "They want nothing," Valora said. "They give freely." The advisors laughed. The emperor did not. "No one gives freely," he said. "There is always a cost, always a motive." Valora stepped forward. "Then perhaps humans are different from us. Perhaps that is why they can heal and we cannot. Because they have something we have lost. Compassion without calculation. Care without conditions." The hall went quiet. "I am asking you to support Earth," Valora continued. "Protect it. Help it grow. Not because they demand it. Because it is right." The emperor studied his daughter. His face was unreadable. "You have changed," he said. "Yes," Valora said. "I have." The emperor was silent for a long moment. Then he said, "I will consider your request, but I warn you, there are powers in this galaxy that will not accept what humans offer. Powers that profit from sickness and suffering. They will not let Earth take their business without a fight." "Then we will fight," Valora said. Her father's eyes hardened. "Be careful what battles you choose, daughter. Not all of them can be won with hugs." Valora returned to Earth 2 days later. She told Yuna and the others what her father had said. "He's right to be worried," Jimin said. "We've already seen problems. The big medical corporations are losing money. Species that used to buy their treatments are coming here instead. They're not happy." "They can't stop us," Taiho said. "We're not doing anything wrong." "They don't need us to be wrong," Valora said. "They just need to make others believe we are." She was right. Within a week, the attacks began. First came the rumors. Stories spread across the galactic network. Humans were dangerous. Human touch caused disease. Earth was trying to control other species through biological manipulation. None of it was true. But the stories scared people. Some ships turned back. Some patients refused treatment. Then came the economic pressure. Medical corporations threatened to stop doing business with any government that supported Earth. Some governments gave in. They closed their borders to human healers. Then came the violence. A bomb exploded at one of the new wellness centers on Earth. 12 humans were killed. 30 aliens were injured. No one claimed responsibility, but everyone knew who was behind it. Yuna stood in the ruins of the center, tears on her face. "Why?" she whispered. "We're helping people. Why would anyone want to stop that?" "Because helping people for free threatens those who charge for it," Dren said. He stood beside her, his face grim. "In the galaxy, healthcare is an industry, a business. You are destroying that business." "So they kill us?" Yuna said. "They bomb our hospitals?" "They will do whatever it takes to survive," Dren said. "That is how power works." Taiho watched the rescue teams pull bodies from the rubble. His hands were clenched into fists. "Then we need to be stronger," he said. "We need to protect ourselves." "With what?" Jimin asked. "We have no military, no fleet. We're just doctors and healers." "Then we need allies," Valora said. "People who will stand with us, fight for us." She looked at Dren. The ambassador nodded slowly. My people owe you everything, he said. I will speak to my government. The Hollow Confederation will defend Earth. So will others, Valora said. Every species we have healed, every patient who recovered here, they will remember, and they will help. She was right. Within days, messages came from across the galaxy. Governments and organizations that had received human healing offered their support. Some sent ships, some sent resources, some sent soldiers. General Tovik came in person. He was a Selthon, a species of tall reptilian warriors. His body was covered in scars. His right arm was mechanical. The original had been lost in battle. He arrived at the center with a squad of Selthon soldiers and requested a meeting with Yuna. I came here 2 months ago, he told her. I was dying, a wound that would not heal. My doctor said there was no hope, but your people saved me. A young human woman held me for hours while my body repaired itself. He stood at attention, formal and proud. Now I am offering my service. My soldiers and I will protect this place. No one will bomb it again while we are here. Yuna bowed her head. Thank you, General. We're grateful. Do not thank me, Tovik said. I am paying a debt. Your people gave me my life. I give you my sword. More defenders arrived. Ships from a dozen species formed a protective fleet around Earth. The corporations and their allies saw this and grew cautious. They did not attack again. But the threat was not over. It had only changed form. One night, Valora came to Taiho. He was standing on the center's roof, looking at the stars. You've been quiet, she said. What are you thinking? Taiho didn't answer right away. Then he said, I used to think I was done fighting. After the army, I wanted peace. I wanted to help, not hurt. That's why I came here. And now? Valora asked. Now I see that helping and fighting are sometimes the same thing, Taiho said. We can't heal the galaxy if we're dead. We have to be willing to protect what we've built. Valora moved closer to him. Does that scare you? Yes, Taiho said honestly. But it doesn't change what I have to do. Valora reached out and took his hand. He looked at her, surprised. You are a good man, she said. Better than most beings I've known. I'm glad I crashed on your planet. Taiho smiled slightly. I'm glad you did too. They stood together in silence, holding hands, watching the stars. Below them, the center was full of life. Patients healing, humans helping, allies standing guard. It was fragile. It was threatened. It could all be destroyed tomorrow. But tonight, it was beautiful. And Valora knew this was worth protecting. This was worth everything. Whatever came next, they would face it together. She squeezed Taiho's hand tighter. He squeezed back. The galaxy was watching, and Earth was no longer alone. Yuna was asleep when the alarm started. She ran to the window and saw fire in the sky. Ships were falling through the atmosphere, dozens of them, burning bright like angry stars. What's happening? She shouted into her communicator. Orbital strike, Jimin's voice came back, shaking with fear. Someone is bombing us from space. Multiple locations on Earth are being hit. Yuna's blood went cold. The center? Not yet. But the defense fleet is under attack. They're trying to break through. Yuna ran to the command room. General Tovik was already there, giving orders to his soldiers. His scarred face was calm but intense. Who is attacking? Yuna asked. A coalition, Tovik said. Medical corporations and the governments they control. They've been planning this for months. They're calling it a protective action. They claim humans are biological weapons that must be contained. That's insane, Yuna said. We're healers. It doesn't matter what's true, Tovik said. It matters what they can make others believe. The battle raged above Earth. The defense fleet, ships from the Hollow Confederation, the Selthon Republic, and a dozen other species, fought hard. But the enemy was larger, better armed. They had been preparing for this. Taiho found Yuna in the medical wing. She was preparing emergency supplies, her hands shaking. "We need to evacuate the patients," Taiho said. "If they break through, this place will be a target." "Where do we take them?" Yuna asked. "Where is safe?" "Underground," Taiho said. "There are bunkers in the mountains, old military shelters. We can hide there until the battle is over." "And if the battle is lost?" Yuna asked quietly. Taiho didn't answer. He didn't have to. They began the evacuation. Humans and aliens worked together, carrying patients, loading transports, moving as fast as they could. Valora helped coordinate the effort, her voice steady even as explosions lit up the sky. Dren refused to leave. "My place is here," he told Jimin. "If the center falls, I fall with it." "That's stupid," Jimin said. "You're an ambassador. Your life has value." "So does this place," Dren said. "So do the people who built it. I will not run while they stay." Jimin stared at him. Then she grabbed his arm and held it tight. "Fine," she said. "Then I'm staying too." Dren looked at her hand on his arm. He didn't pull away. The battle reached the atmosphere. Enemy ships broke through the defense line and descended toward Earth. Tovik's soldiers took positions around the center, weapons ready. They would fight to the last. But then something happened. New ships appeared in orbit. Not military vessels, civilian ships, medical transports, passenger carriers, cargo haulers. Hundreds of them, coming from every direction. "What is this?" Tovik demanded. "Who are these ships?" The communication system crackled. A voice came through, then another, then dozens at once. "This is the Kindari Medical Association. We're here to help." "This is the Selthan Veterans Corps. We stand with Earth." "This is the Hollow Trade Guild. We owe these humans our lives. We will not let them die." The ships formed a wall between the enemy fleet and Earth. They were not warships. They had no weapons. But there were so many of them that the enemy couldn't get through without destroying them all. And the enemy hesitated. Because these weren't soldiers. They weren't governments. They were ordinary people. Citizens from across the galaxy who had been healed on Earth, who had family members saved, who had heard the stories and believed in what humans were doing. They came not to fight, but to protect, to put their bodies between the guns and the innocent. The enemy commander appeared on the communications screen. He was a tall alien with metallic skin and cold eyes. "Move aside," he ordered. "This is not your war. We have no quarrel with you." "Then you have no quarrel with Earth," a voice responded. It was a Kindari ship captain. "Because we are with Earth, all of us. If you want to destroy them, you destroy us first." The commander's face twisted with anger. "You are making a mistake. We have the authority of the coalition. We have the right to cleanse this threat." "You have nothing," another voice said. This one was Dren's. He had taken control of the center's communication system. "You have no authority here, and you have no right. Earth has broken no laws. They have healed the sick and comforted the dying. They have asked for nothing in return. Your only crime against them is greed." "Ambassador Dren," the commander said, "your government will hear about this." "My government will thank me," Dren said, "because I am preventing a massacre, and because I am standing on the right side of history." The standoff continued. The enemy had the guns, but the defenders had something stronger. They had belief. They had gratitude. They had the willingness to die for what was right. And finally, the enemy blinked. "This is not over," the commander said. "You cannot protect them forever." The enemy fleet pulled back. They left orbit. They retreated into space, leaving Earth and its defenders unharmed. A cheer rose from the center. Humans and aliens embraced. Some cried, some laughed. The relief was overwhelming. Yuna stood in the middle of it all, tears streaming down her face. Valora found her. The princess's face was tired but proud. "We did it," Valora said. "They backed down." "For now," Yuna said. "They'll come back." they'll try again. Maybe, Valora said. But now they know the cost. Now they know that if they attack Earth, they attack everyone who has ever been healed here. That is a lot of enemies to make. Taiho joined them. His clothes were covered in dust and sweat. He looked exhausted but relieved. The patients are safe, he said. We got them all out in time. Yuna touched his arm. Thank you for everything. Taiho shook his head. Don't thank me. Thank them. He pointed up at the sky, where the civilian ships were still circling. They're the ones who saved us. That night, messages flooded in from across the galaxy. Support. Congratulations. Offers of help. The attack had failed, and the story of Earth's defense spread to every corner of civilized space. But one message stood out. It was from Valora's father. His face appeared on her communicator, and for the first time, he did not look stern. He looked thoughtful. I watched what happened today, the Emperor said. I saw ships from 100 worlds stand between Earth and destruction. Not warships, not soldiers, ordinary citizens. They risked their lives to protect a planet they had barely heard of a year ago. He paused. That does not happen by accident. That happens because of something real. Something powerful. Valora waited. I was wrong, the Emperor said. About humans, about you. I thought you were being naive, but you saw something I didn't. You saw what these people could become to the galaxy, not rulers, not conquerors, healers. Does this mean you'll help us? Valora asked. It means I will do more than help, the Emperor said. It means I will lead. I am calling a session of the Galactic Council. I will speak in favor of Earth. I will demand that they be protected, and I will propose that human healing be made freely available to every species in the galaxy. Valora's eyes widened. Father, you made me see the truth, daughter, the Emperor said. Now let me make the galaxy see it. The hologram faded. Valora stood still for a long moment. Then she ran to find the others. The battle was over. But the real work, the work of changing the galaxy, was just beginning. And for the first time, they had the power to do it. Representatives from 300 species filled the Great Hall. It was the largest gathering in decades. Every eye was on the central platform where the speakers would stand. Valora walked to the platform. She wore the formal dress of Kindari royalty, white and silver, with a crown of crystal on her head. But she had chosen to wear one thing more, a small blue pin shaped like Earth, given to her by Yuna. The hall went quiet. I stand before you today to speak about humans, Valora began. Her voice was clear and strong. A year ago, most of us had never heard of them. They were a young species on a small planet at the edge of the galaxy. They had no fleet, no influence, no power. They were invisible. She paused. Then my ship crashed on their world. I was dying. My body was broken beyond the help of any technology. And a human woman saved my life, not with machines, not with medicine, with her hands, with her touch, with her care. Murmurs ran through the hall. Valora raised her hand for silence. Since that day, I have watched humans heal thousands of aliens, millions. They have taken the sick and made them well. They have taken the dying and given them life. And they have asked for nothing in return. She looked around the hall. I know what some of you are thinking. You're thinking there must be a trick, a plan, a hidden motive. Because that is how our galaxy works. No one gives without taking. No one helps without profit. Her voice dropped. But humans are different. I have lived among them. I have seen them give their time, their energy, their love to complete strangers. Not for money, not for power, simply because someone was suffering and they could help. She lifted her chin. Some of you tried to destroy them for this. You bombed their hospitals. You killed their people. You called them weapons and threats and dangers. But you know the truth. You fear them not because they are dangerous. You fear them Because they are good, and their goodness threatens your greed. The hall was silent. Some faces looked angry. Others looked ashamed. Others showed nothing at all. I am not asking you to love humans, Valora said. I am asking you to protect them. I am asking you to declare Earth a sanctuary world, safe from attack, safe from exploitation, safe from those who would destroy what they have built. And I am asking you to let their healing reach every corner of this galaxy, freely and without restriction. She stepped back from the platform. That is all I have to say. The applause started slowly. Then it grew. Half the hall was clapping. The other half sat in silence. Then Dren stood up. He walked to the platform and faced the council. I am Ambassador Dren of the Hollow Confederation, he said. A year ago I came to Earth to prove that human healing was a lie. I was certain they were deceiving us. I was certain they had a hidden agenda. He took a breath. I was wrong. He pulled up his sleeve and showed his arm. I have a disease. It runs in my species. It has killed millions of us. Our doctors told me I had 2 years to live. He lowered his arm. Then a human held me. He put his arms around me while I cried, and my disease stopped advancing. I am not cured, but I am alive. I am feeling things I haven't felt in decades. I am connected to others for the first time in my life. His voice broke slightly. Humans did this, not with technology, not with trade agreements, with kindness, with touch, with love. He looked at the council. My government supports Earth. We will protect them. We will share our technology with them, and we will send every sick citizen of the Confederation to receive their healing. I urge every species here to do the same. He stepped back. The applause was louder this time. More speakers came forward. General Tovik spoke of honor and debt. A Kindari doctor spoke of medical results. A young alien girl spoke of how a human nurse had saved her life. Then the vote was called. It was close. Many species were still afraid. Many had ties to the corporations that opposed Earth. Many simply didn't trust anything that seemed too good to be true. But in the end, the vote passed. Earth was declared a protected sanctuary world. Attacks on the planet would be considered crimes against the galaxy. Human healing would be made available to all species through a network of wellness centers funded by the Council. The corporations that had attacked Earth were condemned. Their leaders faced investigation. Their power was broken. It was not a perfect victory. There would still be resistance, still be enemies. The galaxy did not change in a day, but it was a beginning. Valora returned to Earth 2 days later. She found Yuna, Tejo, and Jimin waiting for her at the center. It passed, she said simply. Yuna hugged her tight. Thank you. For everything. I didn't do it alone, Valora said. None of us did. That night, they celebrated. The center was full of music and laughter. Humans and aliens danced together. Dren even attempted a human dance called the twist. He was very bad at it. Jimin laughed so hard she cried. Later, Valora found Tejo alone on the roof. He was looking at the stars again. You're always up here, she said. I like the view, he said, and the quiet. She stood beside him. Are you happy with how things turned out? Tejo thought about it. I'm grateful, he said. We did something good. We changed things. But I know it's not over. There will always be sick people, hurt people, scared people. The work doesn't end. No, Valora agreed. It doesn't. But that's okay, Tejo said. That's what life is. You keep working. You keep helping. You keep trying to make things a little better, one person at a time. Valora smiled. You're wiser than you look. Don't tell anyone, he said. It'll ruin my reputation. She laughed. Then she took his hand. I'm staying on Earth, she said. My father agreed. I'm going to be a permanent ambassador to help manage the healing network, to make sure the Council keeps its promises. That's a big job, Taiho said. Yes, Valora said, but I don't want to do it alone. Taiho looked at her. Her golden eyes were soft and warm. You won't be alone, he said. The next morning, Yuna opened a new building at the center. It was a school, the first academy for human therapeutic specialists. People would come here to learn the science of healing through touch, to study how to give care effectively, to become certified healers who could work anywhere in the galaxy. She stood at the entrance as the first students arrived. Young and old, from every country on Earth, they looked nervous and excited. Welcome, Yuna said to them. I know you're probably scared. I was scared when this started. I was just a small-town doctor who had no idea what she was doing. She smiled. But I learned something. Human touch heals because it carries something more powerful than any medicine. It carries compassion. It carries connection. It carries love. She looked at their faces. That's what you're going to learn here. Not just technique, not just science. You're going to learn how to care, how to truly be present with another being, how to give them something no technology can provide. She gestured at the door. Come in. Let's begin. As the students filed past her, Yuna felt a presence at her side. She turned and saw Valora standing there. You're good at this, the princess said. I've had practice, Yuna said. A difficult alien princess was my first patient. Valora laughed. I was not difficult. You were very difficult, Yuna said. They watched the students together. What do you think will happen now? Valora asked. Yuna considered the question. I think we'll keep growing, keep healing, keep reaching out to new species and new worlds. There will be problems, there will be setbacks, but we'll handle them, because we're not alone anymore. She looked at Valora. The galaxy thought humans were weak, primitive, unimportant, but we showed them something different. We showed them that strength isn't about weapons or power. It's about compassion. It's about the willingness to hold someone when they're hurting and say, I'm here. It's going to be okay. Valora nodded. The simplest thing in the universe, and the most powerful. Inside the center, a transport ship arrived with new patients, aliens of all kinds, sick and scared, hoping for help. A young human nurse walked forward to greet them. She was new, her first day. Her hands were shaking. She approached a small alien child who was crying. The child had purple skin and big, frightened eyes. It was alone. The nurse knelt down. She opened her arms. Come here, she said softly. It's going to be okay. The child looked at her. Slowly, it moved forward. The nurse wrapped her arms around it and held it close. The child stopped crying. It pressed its face against her shoulder and let out a long, shaky breath. The monitors showed its stress levels dropping. Its body began to heal. The nurse smiled. Her hands weren't shaking anymore. Outside, the sun rose over the water. Ships moved through the sky, coming and going. The galaxy turned around them, vast and ancient and full of life. And on a small blue planet at the edge of it all, humanity gave its greatest gift. Not technology, not power, not conquest, just this, a hug, a simple, healing hug.